Hello, my name's Half Job George, and some people have been asking me why I called my YouTube channel Half Job George. It's been about a month since I last posted a video on my Land Rover. It's still over there, right behind the camera. I haven't been working on it because, well, true to my name, Half Job George, I got bored and moved on to do something else. The problem started when somebody in my family moved house and needed a hand, so I didn't do any filming that week. Then they needed a hand the following week, and I didn't do any filming that week either. And then I went camping for a weekend and came back with loads of new stuff that I wanted to do. Like buy a stove and make a water boiler to fit on top of the stove. And somebody had a hammock, and I wanted a hammock. I wanted a hammock I could take camping with me and fit my Land Rover. So I came back and designed one. I picked the steel up for that this morning. And, well, I'm about ready to start cutting it. I thought I may as well film that instead, because I don't know why, but I just lost a little bit of interest in the Land Rover in the series project, and I want to do some filming to keep the YouTube algorithm ticking over while I pick up my enthusiasm for that. So I think that's what this video is going to be about. But if I don't finish it, I'm sure we'll finish with something else, or I'll start another project. I'm not really sure, and that's why I call my channel Half Job George. Hope you enjoy this video. And that concludes this video on how to turn £80 worth of fresh box section into scrap. See you next time. I don't normally film inside. Let's see if we can sort that lighting out. Ah, that's better. Well, when I'm doing one of these projects, I like to use a program called Google SketchUp. At least I used to like to use a program called Google SketchUp. However, recently, it seems that Google SketchUp isn't what it used to be. I bought myself a new computer, went to download it again to do a project, and they now have seemed to have gone to a web-only version. I can't find my toolbars, I can't really open many of my old projects, and I don't really know what I'm doing with it. Also, I don't want to spend £200 and something per year to have back what was free last year. So that's irritating. Now, I haven't quite worked out how to do one of those fancy on-screen computer-generated what's-it, so you'll just have to follow along on the camera for a minute or two. Basically, what I'm trying to do is recreate this piece of box section here, and another piece of box section that intersects it at a compound angle. And that's what we're going to do next. I'm going to cut these angles here to allow this piece of box section to intersect this piece here. Right. Well, I've done myself a nice simple sketch. I can't see how this can go wrong at all. This video is sponsored by nobody, but if you're watching Mr. Sam Pellegrino and you'd like to sponsor my videos, I'd be more than happy to drink your water. So I started by marking the centre line of my piece of box section and then marking the lengths that I had put on my sketch on the end. This gave me some points to aim for with the grinder later on. Don't do that. That should be on that side. I did find it quite difficult to follow that sketch. I had thought about cutting some templates out, and you can usually print these out from Google SketchUp, but unfortunately you have to pay for it now. Now all I've got to do is cut that out with the grinder. I think I got it the right way around. A quick test fit with the other pieces of box section that form the sockets for the bottom uprights showed me where to grind, and then I did a little bit of fitting with the flat wheel on the grinder to make them fit nicely. Just tack these bottom sockets in place to start with so that I could take them outside and bolt them to my tow bar and make sure that I'd got the angles correct. Getting the angles correct and accurate on this project is essential. If you don't, it's going to have a massive impact on the height and position forwards to backwards of the tips where the hammock connects. It probably would have been sensible to drill the holes for my tow bar bolts before tacking the sockets on, but you live and learn. Oh. The uprights to this project are made from 50 by 50 box section at the bottom, which drops into the 60 by 60 sockets, followed by some 40 by 40 box section, followed by some 30 by 30 box section. Now I'm preventing the 40 by 40 sliding into the 50 by 50 too far by welding some M6 nuts in place. The other beauty of this design is that the 30 by 30 can be stored inside the 40 by 40, which can in turn be stored inside the 50 by 50. Each piece is about 600 millimeters long, which means that the whole package can be delivered to the campsite in a box 600 millimeters long. Now obviously this part can't stay here because I won't be able to fit a trailer. If you don't tow, then I suppose you could make one like this and leave it fitted. It would be a lot easier to set up and a bit less to carry around in the boot. Unfortunately I tow quite a lot. Apologies for the bad editing around my number plate, perhaps I should have covered it up. I was fairly happy with the way the angles had turned out, and the measurements that I got across the tops of the ends of the box section and the height was what I was expecting from the CAD model. So I took the centre section into the workshop and fully welded it up with a TIG welder. It's imperative that these joints are very strong. They've got a lot of torque acting upon them, so maximum penetration is required with the welder. The next job was to drill holes big enough for some D-shackles that go in the end of the 30 by 30mm box section. And to do this, I needed a drill that was 17.5mm in diameter that needed to fit inside my pillar drill. I didn't have one, so I went over to the lathe and made a blacksmith drill bit out of a Morse taper drill bit. Now I had put the live centre in to try and square up this drill bit, but it looks like from this footage that the drill bit is actually stronger than my live centre, based on the way that it's moving that around. So I was a little bit worried that it wouldn't end up straight. Yes, I know, I could have parted it off in the lathe, but sometimes it's just quicker to get the hacksaw out. Gotta change tools and stuff. And if I had have parted it off in the lathe, I could have put a nice chamfer on the end and turned up that face so it was nice and flat. But, you know, what would be the point in having a bench grinder if you were going to do things like that? Now obviously I wasn't going to go straight for the 17.5mm drill bit that I'd just made, so I drilled a pilot hole first in 4 places. The reason I'm doing it in 4 places means that you can connect the bow shackle either way round, depending on which way round you happen to put the piece of box section. Having watched the live centre move around so much on the lathe, I was concerned that I was never going to have a drill bit that turned true, but as you can see it's not too bad. The box section moving around here is probably due to the sharpening of the drill, one side being slightly longer than the other. So this is what I tried to explain earlier. The 50 by 50 slides into the socket, which is 60 by 60, and the next piece is 40 by 40, which slides into the 50 by 50, and the final piece is 30 by 30, which slides into the 40 by 40. This carabiner will be replaced with a D-link or bow shackle that fits through the holes. Okay, I'm outside the front of my house. Apologies for the traffic noise. This is the first test. If I end up on the floor, I wanted to catch it on YouTube. Here goes. Well, I think I can call that a success. Only one problem. As you can see, if you've got somebody swinging around in your hammock, it's very difficult to get into the boot. Something that you might need to do when you're camping. Join me next time, where we'll be building a front mount for the Discovery. How hard can it be?